So it's very puzzling. We look at how we live our lives. We look at how we make decisions. We look at the things that we pursue. We look at the things that we chase after. And we realize the common denominator behind every one of our pursuits in life is happiness. We get a job because we think the job's going to bring us happiness because we'll make some money. We don't like the job, so we quit the job thinking we'll be happier that way. We go out with somebody because we think we'll be happy with them. We realize they're not making us happy, so we start going out with somebody else. We're constantly chasing after happiness, and yet most of us would probably say that we don't feel like days of our lives are filled with happiness. And not just us. The whole world seems to function like that. Everything everybody always does seems to be running after the things that they think will make them happy. And yet, it's not all that happy of a world. What's going on? What's the secret to happiness? So Judaism has a line in a book called The Ethics of the Fathers, written 2,000 years ago, that in a couple of words summarizes the entire solution to the dilemma. The rabbis of the Mishnah in the Ethics of the Fathers say that a person has to be someach bechelko. A person has to be happy with what they have. Now that's probably not a surprise to us. We've heard the idea before. We know that if I can learn to enjoy the things I have in life, I don't have to chase after new experiences to make me happy all the time. If I can really enjoy the things I have in life, I'm going to be doing great. So if we know that that's true, it's not such a big idea that we haven't heard before, so what's really stopping us? So I think the insight that the rabbis are really telling us is this, that if we find ourselves chasing after new things, new experiences, new relationships, new gadgets, new homes, new vacations, if we find ourselves chasing after new things to bring us happiness, it's because we're not understanding how to enjoy the things we have. And why is that? Because we realize the reality is that it takes much more effort to enjoy what I have than it does to buy something new. It takes much more effort to appreciate my hands and my feet and my family and my health and my hair than it does to just buy something new. A new gadget is a nice little lift. Going shopping and getting something new is always going to make me a little happy. So the challenge for us is to understand this, and it's a very, very subtle idea. The challenge for us is to understand that real happiness takes effort. If I'm willing to put in the effort to really focus on appreciating all the fantastic things I already have in life, that's going to make me much happier than just getting a bunch of new stuff that I know I'm going to get used to. So Judaism essentially says, you want real happiness? You have to be willing to put in the effort. You want to live comfortably and not put in the effort? You'll never really achieve the ideal of happiness. It'll always be a temporary fix. It'll be something new and exciting. It'll wear down after a while. It'll be time to buy something new. If I'm willing to put in the effort, I can have tremendous happiness from my hands and feet, from my eyes. If I'm not willing to put in the effort, I'll never have that deep satisfaction of all the amazing gifts that I already have in life. We all know what it means to get something new and be excited about it and feel like you're so happy that you got it. And we know, sure enough, a couple of weeks later, a couple of months later, you're not going to be happy with it anymore. I remember when I first got a Palm Pilot. It was a Palm 3. It had a calendar on it. It had an expenses tracking sheet. It was unbelievable. I could keep all my phone numbers in it. I was really excited with it. So I bring it to my class, and I'm using it every day to schedule my appointments. And I remember after having it for about 3 months, one day after class, a student came over, and he said, I'd like to make an appointment to meet you. I said, no problem. I pulled out my Palm Pilot, and I'm started looking at my schedule, and then he pulls out his Palm Pilot. But his Palm Pilot was a Palm 5. It had color screen. It had all kinds of buttons that mine didn't have. I was crushed. How am I supposed to live with a little puny black and white Palm Pilot when he has a color Palm Pilot? So I got a color Palm Pilot, and I was so excited that I had a color Palm Pilot. And then I got the newer one, and the newer one, and the newer one. Now I've got the latest Palm Pilot. It's got GPS tracking, internet service, instant email. I can do anything on this thing. And I guarantee you, in a month from now, they're going to come out with an even greater Palm Pilot. It'll it'll have a button where you can press it and espresso coffee is going to come out. And I'm going to be crushed that my Palm Pilot doesn't make espresso coffee. And I don't even like espresso coffee. We have to learn how to enjoy the things we have without constantly having to chase after the latest and greatest, because we know it's never going to make us happy. So if the rabbis tell us that the secret to happiness is appreciating what you have, let's see if we can make this idea very real and practical. And the truth is, there's a 3-stage exercise that really, really works to give a person tremendous happiness in life. Here we go. Stage 1 requires 1 hour of your time. For 1 hour, you sit down with a pen and a piece of paper or a laptop, and for 1 hour, you write down everything you have in life that you enjoy the fact that you have it. You enjoy having a cell phone, you enjoy having fingers, you enjoy your fingernails, you enjoy your eyebrows, you enjoy your job or your hair or your car or your bike. Anything and everything you have in life that you enjoy, spend an hour just writing it down. When I did it, I think I had 385 things on my list by the end of the hour. Fantastic. That's stage 1. That's really just a warm-up. Stage 2 is where it gets a little heavy. Stage 2 requires 5 minutes a day for 30 days. 5 minutes every night, you sit down and you read over your whole list of everything that you have, and you try and think of 1 or 2 things that you hadn't thought of yet. Yogurt, basketball games, clouds, sidewalks. Write down every day for 30 days 1 or 2 things you hadn't thought of. Stage 3 is the zinger. When you've done stage 3 of this exercise, it gives you a permanent lift in really feeling deeply happy about everything you experience in life. The problem is, I'm not allowed to share stage 3 with you if you haven't yet done stages 1 and 2. So when you've done stage 1 and stage 2, it should take you 1 hour plus 30 days, send an email to stage3@jewishpathways.com. We will send you an instant email return with the secret, stage 3, to total happiness in life. Try it, and I guarantee it'll succeed.